from you or your accountant to a federal judge to even the president. Even if you're not doing anything wrong, you're being watched and recorded. You simply have to eventually fall under suspicion from somebody, even by a wrong call. And then they can use the system to go back in time and scrutinize every decision you've ever made, every friend you've ever discussed something with.
Well, we've got a lot of questions. I know that all of us are sort of asking what in the world has gone on. We don't know right now. The administration, the president, his team, I know his team is coming to Capitol Hill today to begin briefings. There'll be a much broader briefing on the Hill on Tuesday about exactly what the program is about and what this individual may have done.
Congressman Eric Cantor on the NSA whistleblower, Edward Snowden, who you heard from a second ago. Snowden's on the lam, exact location unknown. I guess he's moving around in Hong Kong. Doug Uloth is an attorney, so what are the possible legal scenarios when it comes to this guy? I guess, Doug, as I said, he's moving around in Hong Kong, but he's probably living on borrowed time, right?
Likely so. The status of the extradition treaty with Hong Kong is apparently under review to a limited extent by the Chinese government, so he may have a little bit more leeway than I think initially was thought. I've seen some reviews that say that there's uncertainty there, but I think he may have expected there to be no treaty, and there is in fact one that would allow the government to reach him in China.
He said his ultimate destination is looking for asylum in Iceland, which I found out is unsurprisingly somewhat complicated to do.
Well, I have understood that Iceland has proven to be a refuge for people who may be seeking political asylum for leaking of this type of nature, and I know that he may have, the WikiLeaks leader, Julian Assange, may have at one point in time, if I recall, attempted to be granted asylum in Iceland, so I suspect that's what inspired this particular individual.
So is he a patriot or a traitor, Doug?
I think that depends on your perspective of the whole program of surveillance. In this particular case, some are comparing him to Daniel Ellsberg, the person who leaked the information about the Pentagon Papers in Vietnam War context. But the distinction that I've seen drawn on that is Ellsberg was leaking information about government programs that may not have been legal, and at the moment, it's not clear that the programs that are at issue here are anything other than normal legal procedure that the government's been going through since the FISA Act, or the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, was passed in 1978.
You know, in the end, ultimately, it may be a good thing what he did, but I think at this point, I think he should be arrested. I mean, if he thinks he's helping, humankind, he should do it in front of a jury, shouldn't he?
Certainly, that's the government's position, and he seems to have decided not to do that at this point in time, and that may raise some concerns or suspicions as to what his real motivation was, whether he was doing this for personal attention or out of a serious belief that he was promoting a discussion of a program that may or may not be problematic.
Doug Uloth is an attorney. 570 WSYR traffic weather check in 2 minutes.